Hey guys, we're back. We've made a decision.
We bought a 2003 Scimitar 1010 to continue our journeys. She's in dire need of some love.
We've got a bit of work to do, so let's make it happen.
So we're just back down after a week and a half of being away from the boat. Spend the next just 1 or 2 days here, just a quick catch up before it goes back in the water and see what the guys have been up to while we've been gone. Obviously if you follow us on socials you would have seen the engines and that arrived, and so they've been up to a bit of that. So yeah, what we're going to have upstairs is, this will be the main helm. Obviously this boat's dual helm, which is one of the bonuses for us, but this will be the main helm. So that's why we put the two 12-inch Garmin screens up here, and this was where the old Yanmar panel was. And what's going to happen now, we'll just cover that. There's going to be one small digital panel which will sit here somewhere, and then that will then, you can read things off that, but because it's only small, we're going to get it to talk to one of the Garmin units. So the Garmin unit will then have the gauges and whatnot on there, and plus this other little digital panel. That's all will be up here. Keep it quite simple, but updated at the same time. Well, these lights. So yeah, I've gone through and I just updated the old style. They had like gold protruding style old lights, so I've gone through and changed them to all down lights. Got to find a solution for this yet. This old fluoros, but a couple of the LED style that I've found don't actually cover that hole perfectly, so I might either have to, well, I'm going to try and find one that fits, or if it doesn't, then I'll have to try and find a you know, like something to cover that hole and then put the light on there. So we're just cleaning the while we get the engines out, we're just going to clean the fuel tank and water tanks out. Dave had them pressure cleaned the other day by the vac truck, and yeah, I just got to clean the threads up on the spin outs, get some new O-rings and that in there. You'll see they come up pretty good. Hopefully you can see in there enough. Oh, that's the water tank, fuel tank. So yeah, I'll just clean these spin outs here out, and then yeah, good to go. Keep upper. Righto, so another job today was to fit the toilet, which done properly. So that's all secured now and pumped in. Dave put the holding tank gauge and the wiring there the other day, and then I started to run the plumbing, which you can see here and underneath there. It'll just stay a little bit loose. I just fitted 2 mounts for the holding tank valves, so they will then mount on here. And then this is the holding tank then. So normally they do live down in the hull, down underneath here, but the old one was no good. They did have a secondary one here which was still no good when we got the boat. So we decided to just get these Vitus tanks make the various sizes, but fully like self-contained units, pump the whole show just in one unit. So we decided to put it here. It's a bit of a compromise, like it does take up a bit of room, but ease of access for any sort of maintenance, that sort of stuff. It's just right here. So that was me today, mounted this up. We'll wait till this goes off, and then tomorrow morning we'll plumb her up. Also, you'll remember at the back here we had the post with the winch on it for where the tender was pulled up, so that's no longer going to be a thing. So we've pulled that out. That had that big post down to here, so I ripped all that out the other day. So we were thinking about what to do with this hole, whether to glass it up. It is just difficult with this grip that's built into the hull. So we've decided we're just going to fit these cool rod holders, which are a drink holder come rod holder. So I'll cut that into there, and that'll make use of the hole and have room for the all important bevos. So the engines are back in, and they're just starting, the boys are starting to glass up the holes. You can see how neat it is, nice glassed in, just a bit of bog there for fairing. Some other stuff's repaired, like this was a little ding that it had in the side. There's a repair there. This is the front toilet, that's now gone and deleted. Another little repair that was where the anchor or something must have hit, so that's repaired. More portholes deleted. All the old plastic skin fittings are replaced to stainless. Extra large intakes. And these are the fixed interceptor trim tabs, glassed on, underwater lights. Yeah, we'll run you through these a little bit more when the boys finish it, but yeah, should be good. Were you thinking like with that, so we just make it happen white to keep it the whole colour, like with that boot top or whatever you're running there?
Definitely.
Yep.
You guys pick a colour. Let's do just a couple of examples.
Do that fluorescent green,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I think I like the blues better, that bluey shade. I don't know if I like the greens or orange as much.
So, meeting you two and the personality that pours out of you two, you're not a teal on a nice blue. That's from an outsider point of view.
Okay.
If you've got an opportunity to have some punch with your brand and get away with it, why not? When can you have fucking fluoro green with all these
Yeah.
colours
Yeah,
and make
yeah.
it work? You
Yeah.
guys are making it work.
True.
Make
So-
it happen.
Making it happen.
Getting to the pointy end now, but just did this today. Put some the vinylette, I think it's called, the tubing. Just cut it out and put it in the anchor wells. Give a bit of protection for the glass underneath. The new chain rope, new road there. New water hose handle. Got the spare rope here, spare anchor. We've upgraded to a Sarker. New chain. I'm going to need this today, and it actually come up pretty good, so Jill will varnish that tomorrow. So yeah, happy with that. Another job ticked.
Bit more work happening today. Who would have thought? Mick's just been doing a bit more wiring. He's got the TV set up now. So just running the aerial. So yeah, it's just run the aerial for the telly and power and that, and also finalise the microwave. So it sits in there nice and neat and frees up a bit more space for us to, I don't know, put some other things underneath it. We're trying to be really careful about how we store things on the boat. I said to Mick, I don't want to put anything on here that's not necessary and just start cluttering it back up again. So I'm being very selective about what comes on, what stays on. We've got the little coffee machine set up there. A few little bits and pieces starting to find their spots. This is a little bit of storage for the moment. It's not really how I want to have it set up, but until we're sort of using it, like once we bring it home, I guess, or start staying on it, we'll find a spot for everything. I've got some of my storage set up under here. It's kind of nice to have just some stuff put away neatly, because just everything turns into a workshop, which does my head in. Mick's rubbed off on me. What are you working on, babe?
I'm just trying to work out a bit of a tender setup. Can't do a davit system down here at the moment, just running out of time and stuff, and plus we haven't really committed to what we want. So
what's the idea of what you're setting up there, babe? Just quickly.
we're just going to for now we're just going to pull the tender into the back. So, and that'll just literally just pull up over the back and then sit, and the way that the size the tender is, it'll just nose up against the wall. We don't worry about that door because we've got the inside access for the head, so it's fine. It can sit over here, still plenty of room. It'll just do for now. So we tried it yesterday, just pulling it up over the back, using the forklift just to mirror the water level. It's doable, but it was a bit of a pain. So I'm just going to run a couple of just boat rollers, boat trailer rollers down here. They'll just be on drop-in stands that'll lift it up, because it has to come up about 250 mil, and that'll get a nice angle then to come in, I think, theoretically. So we'll see. We're just going to run an eye above the toilet door, just with a simple pulley setup. So
take some of the work out of it for us.
Yeah, we just got to. I mean, we've got to have something. I don't want to spend too much money because we're only going to do something else down the track.
Temporary but manageable.
This is, you know, we get out of this for under $100, and it'll get the tender on with the outboard and that sort of stuff, so we don't have to stuff around with it. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck.
Well, Mick's now claiming up that he is a fiberglasser. Is that the right term? Fiberglasser?
Well, I'm not giving up my day job anytime soon, that's for damn sure. I think that'll do that. It's pretty good.
So you've cut that out and you've just sealed it back up.
It's a pretty good idea. So what Dave was saying is that, yeah, because it's foam filled, so you can see how thick that is. So there's only a couple of layers of glass either side, and then it's foam filled in between. So where you would have seen, or Jill will show you in a minute, up on here where they originally had just bolted on the tender davits, when you bolt it down without putting anything in there, it can crush it. And that's why there's a divot up here, right here at this point. You'll see in a minute. So like Dave said, to stop that, when you're putting something through, if you intend to bolt it, you dig out as much of the foam as you can and then glass it, and that gives it a solid base then when you crush it down, so it doesn't crush. So that's what I've just done then. I've dug that out, probably, I don't know, maybe 20 mil all the way around those holes, and then just filled it with glass. Tomorrow then, when that's gone off, we'll clear that hole back out again. We can drop those brackets in and then bolt it down and it won't crush up.
Yeah, right.
Tricks of the trade.
What project are we trying to finish today?
We've had a bit of a win though. Jill had a chat to me this morning about having 37 things on the go but nothing done, but I tried to explain to her the reasoning behind that.
You're a one-man band.
I'm a one-man band at the moment, so yeah, lots of little gigs, and then I've got to shift then when someone does come to help or whatever, that's when I've got to shift anyway. Just, yeah, making some mods here to the bedrooms. They didn't have any fans, so I bought a couple of the Cerakote fans. Yeah, that's just what everyone rolls, so just rather than like running new wires and all that, it did have these old reading lights, which, I mean, I think gold went out God knows when.
Was it ever in?
Well, I don't know, and I mean, they're both 2003, so I wouldn't think so, but anyway, someone thought they were cool. Either way, they're going. We got a light right here, just like straight there for the main bedroom light, so I don't know. We were just talking about before some options, because it's just not, you know, nice having the old, where the old one sat, and then this was like just an old school switch panel. So I'm actually going to run this here like this, and then that way then it's blowing on us. And you can adjust these. They're really cool 12 volt fans, different speed settings, and they've actually got timers, 3, 6, 9 and 12 hours, so you can set it then so it doesn't continue to drain your battery. If you want to, you can set it for just when you're going to sleep or when it's hot, whatever. So that'll go there, and then we're just talking then about what we're going to do for the light. So I think we'll get a nice little bit of wood, like varnish look wood like the rest of the boat there, and I might just run a little courtesy light or something like that, maybe, we'll see. And then over here will be a just a USB for charging phones. It'll sit on this shelf which normally sits here, and then I'll put that through here, and that way then we've got a little charging station as well. So yeah, just some tail end jobs.
Duh.
Nothing.
all the stuff all over the bed.
Yeah. So we're getting to the tail end of it now. Props are here and on. So it's blown out by a little bit over a week, but and all due to the props. But it's all good, they're here now. So it's going in tomorrow. So we're pretty excited about that. But yeah, just some final touches now, mainly just like cleaning up after the mess we've made, really. So, and then also I just wanted to share this with you, so you can see look at the floor. So obviously it's original, or we haven't cleaned that from when we bought the boat. So probably 20 years have never been wiped down. But Dave from Scimitar got us onto this stuff. It's you just buy it from super cheap. Anyway, Jill.
They reckon it's good for everything, doesn't hurt anything.
So they say. Jill used it on the roof yesterday, and that all came out good, and I've just been using it down here, so I mean obviously you can see the difference there straight up. So yeah, really good.
Expensive but worth it.
Really good gear, and yeah, lifts it up, it makes the job.
It's about $35 a bottle from Super Cheap.
Holy, 35 bucks!
Yep.
Just wanted to show you the finished product for those interceptors, and a lot of people were asking about them. So I was actually wrong at the start. I thought that they were going to be an aluminium fixture. It's actually just a piece of fiberglass, and yeah, they just cut back to the into the glass, fiberglass it on, and he fell over it, and then leave it protrude. So actually they just cut holes in the glass, which the original anode mounts, and then yeah, it just sits under there. So as you can see, it's probably like literally a finger depth, if you can see that, finger depth under the hull. We've got the underwater lights fitted while we had it off, but yeah. And then talking to the guys yesterday, so instead of original trim tabs where they'll come down off the back of the boat and adjust, this style, interceptor style, I should say, interceptor style ones actually create pressure downwards, which then comes back and lifts the back of the boat. So these sort of style boats, once you get like up sort of, they're only semi-displacement, once you get over 10 knots, say, and they want to get up and go, they'll actually like just bury a bit in the arse, just the way that the props and everything are angled. The boat will actually sit like a bit like this, and it looks like they're just dragging their ass along. This will give it a lift, so it levels the boat out, and by doing that, gets a bit more of the boat out of the water, better fuel, better speed, less revs. So yeah, so at sort of under 10 knots, it will cause a little bit of drag, but you know, we'll rarely notice it. But yeah, over 10, 12, definitely up to 15 knots, we should see a big benefit. Anyway, we'll let you know how we go, but that's it, as simple as that really. So we'll keep you updated with the outcomes, but yeah, pretty simple. The boys reckon they're effective, so we'll see how we go. Got here today from Veeam. So yeah, they're actually a fair bit thinner. The old ones there, we're getting them done up, but as spares. But yeah, as you can see, they're a fair bit thinner. Not as bulky as the old ones, and they're actually 20 inch, whereas the old ones were 19s, so get a bit more bite in the water. So yeah, they're definitely a lot less to them than the old ones. So interesting to see how they go, but that's what they recommend. And then yeah, the boys are going to give the old ones a bit of a tune up. I was going to sell them, but I think we'll just keep them as spares, because you know, the worst happens or something like that, well, we can still keep going rather than be stuck for a month or two or however long it takes, you know. So anyway, getting close. Tomorrow morning's the morning.
So just finished off some last minute little jobs, and yeah, about 10 o'clock or so they said that we'll be getting picked back up and dropped in the water.
Yeah, they're just washing the travel lift now. They just brought out an old trawler, so he's giving it a wash so it doesn't damage anything underneath. And yeah, we're going. A bit like the first time, a month or so ago, I didn't sleep a wink last night. You're stressing hard. Whatever. Oh, the boys said, oh, it's all schmick now, there shouldn't be anything to worry about. I'm like, no, that's why I'm more worried. Now there's something to damage. Yeah. Before, I shouldn't have really cared that much. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll see how we go.
It's all new to us, but they've all done it a heap of times, so they're not worried, and we'll have the company there, so they'll either help us through it or just laugh at us. Anyway, let's go have a look at the big girl. Well, she's up, ready to get splashed. Looks a different boat. Time to get splashed.
Stick fitting now.
She's wet. She's wet. She floats. Emotionally drained.
Yeah, a bit of a false start. But I mean, yeah, a lot of good news and good to sort it out now. But yeah, so we went back in the drink. No leaks for starters, which is good. And but yeah, we went for a run. Boat, yeah, engines performed really good. They're super quiet. I just seen just 20 knots, so that's really good for wide open. But yeah, it didn't quite make revs. So yeah, so the Yanmar guys weren't quite happy with the revs. It needs to see 3200 revs when the boat's fully loaded. So we had the water tanks chock-a-block. Fuel tanks are only about 2/3. Heap of gear on board. But yeah, it was close, man. It was like one was 3180, another one was 3140 or something like that. But yeah, they're pretty keen to see that 3200. So back out, rip the props off.
Considering we've got a few more things to add, like a tender and that as well.
So yeah, the guys will re-pitch the prop slightly, and it'll go back in. So, but yeah, me and Jill are going to head home for a couple of days. Unfortunately, work calls, getting in the road of our life again. And when we come back down, it'll be back in the drink and hopefully A1.
And go home and recoup some costs.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's been in the drink. Yeah, like I said, happy with how it went. Like, engines are really quiet. Yeah, and like I said, 20 knots, sitting on 16, no dramas.
She looks good in the water.
Yeah, no spray.
Yeah, it's not as wet as it was when we brought it up.
Ride's nice and level. Those interceptors seem to be working well, so we'll see how that goes over time. But yeah, otherwise, get out of it.